The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear a bulletproof vest at all times.
街の散歩にピストル、コーデネートライフル、ミリテク製品はあらゆる場面で使われています。
A pistol for walking in the city, or a rifle for a trip out of town. Military. Protection for every occasion.
天气不错，本月夜市场平均温度一直保持在人物数上的单位。建议连长不要超过。
The culted music over corporate wars is back in theaters near you.
오늘 공개오염 정보는 자주적입니다. 노약자 여러분, 양해를 자제하시기 바랍니다.
From the very first stage of food production, we bring bioquality that even Mother Nature will try to freshly developed animals in a ton of all food.
NCPD の管轄外エリアに立ち入る際は常に防弾ベストの着用を推奨します。
Organic food continues to be a major cause of illness. Do not eat unlabeled candy.
像其他领域使用的技术是徒手一二十成案的保护人员。
Where there's smoke, there's violence.
Enjoying the weather? Average temperatures this month in Night City have remained within human safety levels.
다른 행정관에서는 조끼를 사용하는 경우 수정법 제1조의 보호를 받을 수 없습니다.
Where there's smoke, there's darkness. When you need it.
Everyone is know what the mood tastes like. You try and cheese. Be right here in a minute.
本日の大気汚染度は紫です。高齢者の方はなるべく建物から離れてください。
A pistol for walking in the city, or a rifle for a trip out of town. Military. Protection for every occasion.
How's it going, everybody? Hello. Oh. Hello, everybody. Good morning, afternoon, or whenever you're watching this, and welcome to another episode of the So This is an Interview series, where I, the host Himchan, interviews VTubers, big or small, on who they are, how they became VTubers, and how VTubing impacted their lives. VTubing being where a person uses a virtual avatar generated by computer graphics as an aesthetic to do anything they want online, but detecting this show's scope, we will be focusing on content creators and streamers. Now, here we aim to abide by oral history methodology, so expect some level of chronology and narrative structure, but if we are everywhere with everything at once in the session, then so be it. At some point during the interview, we will be polling community questions for our interviewee, so watchers think long and hard for that, and be wary to keep it within chat rules found in the description below. And please save them for when such section begins. We will be parsing through as when we get to that section. So, Rezz, don't answer questions. Don't answer questions until I tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. You got a problem with that?
No. Do you?
No? Good. No, not at all. Not at all. Finally, if there are VTubers that wish to come on the show to share their story, send a message to the email also down in the description below. Or find it on this channel's about page, and I'll see to schedule you in. The only qualifications as of now is having a model, level of following, and experience in some level of content creation, whether it be streaming or prepared content. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to the interview. Today, we are stopping for a Rezz stop, if you will.
How's everything going?
So, Rezz, who are you really? What is underneath that 2D drawing move by face tracking software?
Well, that I cannot talk about, but I can, talk more about myself. My name is Rezz Stuff. I'm the host of the Twitch channel Rezz Stuff, and I mostly specialize in, doing variety streaming, collab streaming, and overall just creating a good community and having myself a good time.
All right. When was the last time you were interviewed?
Looking back, the last time I was on some other podcast with other VTubers was about 8 months ago.
Give me a moment. All right. How did that interview go?
It was actually a very productive one. And, it was myself with a few other VTubers. It was being run by one Miss HimmOwO. She's a Chinese VTuber. Obviously based out of China. But
Yeah.
and obviously we were talking about like different things, like our experiences as VTubers, like the different dynamics. It felt like a very refreshing and honestly a very interesting discussion. And we were able to find a lot of common ground that we definitely agreed with. Obviously, there was a couple of things that we wound up disagreeing with, but that a lot of those disagreements came from individual experience as opposed to like the overall grand scheme of what experiences VTubers go through.
Would you like to disclose any of that information? Was it a public interview, or was it a private Discord?
It was a public interview. Like,
Would you
she
mind
was streaming it and everything.
Okay. Did you mind? Would you mind bringing anything up if it wasn't like if it's not? I mean, like, I don't want you to bring up anything like drama or drama related.
There was no
Okay,
no sort of drama at all. It was just
disagreements.
Well, one person's experience is never equal to another.
Yes.
Yeah. Like for example, like VTuber or streaming and everything, like they have a whole completely different experience as opposed to another. and it was just stuff like that.
Oh, I see.
Thing.
All right. You cook, right?
On occasion, like
On
most
occasion.
of the time, a lot of the stuff I grab is already like prefabbed out.
Uh,
But like
So-
some of the stuff I cook, it's whenever I have family over
uh-huh.
or whenever I have guests.
You got any family recipes you're willing to spread? Or are they closely guarded?
Most of them are closely guarded
Ah,
because they've been in the
secrecy.
family for a very, very long time.
Very long time.
One that I'm particularly proud of is this one not all that guarded. It's our family's jambalaya recipe. We do a lot of Creole cooking.
Creole jambalaya. Oh,
Yeah.
are you from the ye old South of these United States?
Grew up around there actually.
Huh?
Yeah, coming from the South, completely different elements than from the cities and hell, most places in the Midwest.
Uh,
I would like to think, looking back at it, like, geez, like compared to the stuff that's now or stuff that's in the cities back then, like, pretty much third world. Like, we didn't even have internet back then.
uh.
Yeah.
How much can you bench?
225.
225? All right. Are you sometimes a cardio hound? Or
Um,
you'll be just on
I'm
a treadmill?
mostly a cardio hound.
I see, I see.
I do not do treadmill. That is boring as hell. I gotta look at stuff. I gotta go out, go outside, touch grass, take in the scenery, breathe air.
You heard it here, folks. Rezz touches grass.
I make a strict policy to touch grass at least once a week.
At least once a week. Gotcha. Good quality. Good. A fine quality rule to abide by.
What about you, Him? Do you touch grass?
I do. I walk
Yeah.
in grass.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Can you tell us a little about little about yourself? Pretty much like introduce what you do, what you stream, what you
Well,
what do you do as a VTuber? Huh?
well, a lot of the stuff I do is, sometimes variety streaming on occasion. Like I do some retro games, like some of the stuff like Nintendo 64. I've been on a bit of a Fall Guys kick lately, and that seems to bring in some pretty good traction.
Uh-huh.
On Fridays I actually host like a really big like VTuber like chaos collab thing, as a way like bringing in VTubers from all over the place.
Uh-huh.
Just as to hang out, party with some games like Jackbox, Among Us, stuff like that. And it's not only about also about the gaming, but also like a measure of networking to that as well.
Of course, of course. Is there any collabs you'd like to highlight or tell us about?
Well, I've actually done a big thing there. I actually did a few collabs during the VTuber SummerSlam event last week. There were 3 that I did. One was for Jackbox, and that, while it was fun, the startup was nightmarish.
Nightmarish?
We had some trolls coming in during the event and start dropping N-bombs
in
people's chats. And going in game during the open lobby.
Yeah.
And dropping N-bombs in game. So there's that.
You got a little debacle on your hand. A little scandal.
Oh yeah, we had to. Yeah, we had
technical
to,
difficulties, exactly.
That's one way of putting it. But what we did, we essentially had, we were forced to take like more drastic measures. We ran that guy out of rail, and essentially we had to make do the stream a little more private with people that we know we could trust, and then afterwards we deleted that stream. So that way, like people don't, particularly unsavory individuals don't just go in and try to get clips or bites to try to deplatform us.
What?
Because people do that sort of thing.
Exactly. I think the word to a internet slang word to describe it is clip chimping.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that slang?
Yes, I am. I'm also familiar with the term soundbite chicken.
Now, soundbite chicken, that's a new word for me.
Well, the concept is like taking some sort of like clip or some sort of like audio clip that someone says, and not adding the context in and trying to make like a super big deal about it or something. Like it paint them in a super negative light.
What do you say you have a? What do you say you have a VTuber persona that you put on, or is it like a half of a mask of a persona, or are you just off the cuff?
How I am is how I am,
genuine.
both on and off the screen.
On and am? Okay, so 100% genuine. No character archetype you follow. Just yourself. You.
Yeah.
All right.
Better to be myself than trying to pretend to be someone else.
Mm-hmm. What are your opinions for people who run with personas?
Do as you will, leave me out of it.
Okay. When did you?
I don't have a problem with other people doing it. I have a problem if I'm doing it.
Oh, I see. How did I don't know. When did you became interested in becoming a VTuber?
Well, initially it started off as me wanting to be a content creator. See, a friend of mine, his name is the Redhead Henry. He does sprite animations on YouTube, and he and I go way back. Back to like 2015.
Yeah.
And he actually inspired me to go into content creation. And however, a lot of moving parts in real life weren't going at this. And if I were to start content creation, in that bad mindset, it just wouldn't have worked. So rather than getting started like 2018, 2019, I waited until 2021 once, I had everything settled in real life. And then I just, went right for it. However, like certain company policies I have in real life, I'm not allowed to show my face on the internet.
I got that.
I mean, if someone wanted to find me online, I'm sure someone can pull some metadata, and make some magic happen, and they can find me. But I'm not allowed to do that myself.
I see.
So the VTuber route seemed like the most effective way for me to do the things that I do, while essentially dancing that line.
I got that. Are you an NFT bro?
No.
Gotcha. I respect you.
I am more of a stocks guy myself.
Oh, I see. Okay. I respect your whatchamacallit, what you said in our DMs about your occupation. Yeah. It's how did you become a VTuber?
How?
Yeah.
Well,
I said when, but now let's say how.
Well,
once everything was settled.
With an old design I did of one. It started with a picture that someone did of one of my sprites back in. I did like some sprite work back in back around that time when I was inspired, and someone actually drew a picture of it, and that was used as like the basis for like starting as a PNG tuber in 2021, and then transitioning over to a 3D VTuber, midway through that, through the summer into the autumn. And then towards the end of 2022, I've been using this avatar ever since.
Okay, so it was from becoming a bit tuber to a 3D tuber to now a live 2D tuber. Yeah, exactly.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any images of your previous models, if you'd like to share them?
Let me see if I even have them on file.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be too surprised if I ended up tossing them. See now, humans. Downloads maybe. Yeah, no, they're gone.
Oh, that's a shame.
It is what it is.
Like, have you ever like posted them on any social media accounts?
Nope.
No. Okay, so they are gone.
They're lost to time forever.
They're lost. Shame. It's always good to look at your look at how far you moved.
Yeah,
This,
I can see
little
where you
thing.
come from there. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like a little history or a backlog.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see.
Oh, let me stretch my arms out. Oof.
When did you get the current model that you have?
Oh, I commissioned this model back in, I think, August of 2021. This
Yeah.
was when I was in 3 days, and I was thinking about it, like, you know what? I might as well go all out. You know, might as well eat the whole ass and go for it. And you know, I commissioned this in. The person who did the model, she does not do the rigging for it. So
All right.
I had her, send me the information on someone who is most aligned with her art style towards the rigging.
Where's the
And
rig?
it took 3 months to get that done, plus an additional month of rigging on top of that.
All right.
So I think the thing overall it cost about $600 at the time.
$600. All right.
Overall for the whole thing.
Who was your artist and who was your rigger?
I can actually pull them up right now. I have
Cool.
their information on Twitch.
Mm-hmm. I mean, right now you can like you can probably type their handles in the chat. But I'll add their Twitter links later when you provide them. Or later in the description below.
Their links are on Twitter, so I'll post it here in the Discord chat. Do you want me to post it in the YouTube chat as well?
My chat doesn't have my chat actually censors links, so that's why I would recommend their handles.
These aren't links; these are Twitter handles.
Okay, that works too. That'll work. Yeah. Lyria Lily Rose. I don't know why. That sounds familiar. Is she like a big VTuber artist?
Artist, but mostly a rigger.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Lily Rose and Castiel Art. She is the one who did the artwork.
All right.
There we go.
Now, when did you start streaming? Wait, I think I asked this already, but when was it?
February 2021.
February 2. You know the month and year of this stuff, don't you? That works.
Yep.
That works though. Good job on that.
I mean, we all gotta start somewhere, right?
Hey, yeah. And also, this provides great chronology on my end.
More or less.
Yeah. Were there any VTubers or content creators that inspired you or influenced your content?
You know what's the funny part?
What's the funny part?
Not one.
Not one? Not a single one?
Not a single one.
Mm-hmm. Would you say you're still...
I just saw the path forward, and I just went for it just like that. Nothing inspired it. It's just...
You just went...
right in.
You just went in raw.
Yep.
Gotcha. What kind of style have you been like developing as like a content creator, or what kind of how would you describe your streams?
Well, mostly interactive, of course, but there on occasion there's a lot of grinding like certain games like Honkai Star Rail and like some like the older some of the like older retro games that I play, but on occasion like I try to be as interactive as possible with my chat with my chat and people who are in game with me and stuff like that. And I also try my best with like some of the multiplayer games to try to get my chat involved in that as well. Bringing them in and us just vibing and having a good time.
Why are you a VTuber? Besides, of course, your company policy.
Why am I a VTuber?
Yes.
Well, it would come down to the reason why I want to be a content creator. Like I said, I was inspired to get into this, and I don't really have like any. I don't actually have like a sort of set goal. One could actually say that I'm just doing this as a hobby for fun, just to kill time.
All right. What do you consider your streaming or your work as a VTuber as a job or as work?
Nope.
What does
I
work
ain't
mean
making
to
money
you?
off this. Hell, I don't even want to make money off this.
I suppose that answers my question of what does work mean to you? Does it just involve money, or is there more of a idea or like some sort of meaning behind work that you have?
Well, that's the difference between like say like a work. Work is one would define work as like doing like a 9 to 5, just going in, do your business, getting the fuck out of there, and just just having the rest of the time to chill. I would describe what I do as more akin to that of a career, because I've been doing the job that I've been doing for close to 8 years. And they my company's been good to me. It's not just about, and I think it comes down to like having pride in in your occupation. I think that's what separates a work job from a career job. I mean, among other things, like not only pride but also enjoying it as well. I think Chris Rock actually mentioned something like this in the past, where in a career you never have enough time, but at work, at a job, you have too much time. So take with that whatever you will.
Are you proud to do this hobby of VTubing?
Hell yeah, it's been a complete blast, and I'm able to bring positive influence on other people's lives. That's either through my content or especially last week, like some of the charity stuff that I do.
Oh, what kind of charity streams do you do?
Well, the biggest one in particular that I've been participating in, like I said last week, was the VTuber SummerSlam event. And I ended up setting like a real. I think I set a bit too much of a lofty goal. However, I also made it clear to my community and everything that I was going to throw in my own money in, just to prove that I'm not just talking my ass. I'm going in this and supporting it out of my own pocket as well. Putting my money where my mouth is.
What was the VTuber SummerSlam charity event?
The VTuber SummerSlam event was sponsored by Gamers Outreach, and their purpose is to donating to children's hospitals to set up gaming kiosks for kids to play during their times in hospital stays. I mean, you can understand that being a kid in the hospital, it's a stressful time.
Very.
I know it. I've been one of those kids in the hospital, and trust me, it ain't fun. Especially if you're having like your head sewn together and stuff like that. Not fun. So, something like that, and be able to bring a positive influence to people's lives. It's pretty damn fulfilling.
Did you collab with others during that charity event?
Oh, absolutely. Like the one that we were talking about, like the Jackbox one for day one. That was just one day I was talking about. Another collab I did was with a few other VTubers for Gardic Phone, and and one of the people that was in there and hosting was known as Viva Reverie, who does a bunch of video stuff. Actually a bunch of video content. Let me pull up his channel. I'll post their link in the Discord chat there. And not only that, I was also with him during another collab during last Saturday. It was a Mario Party collab, and honestly, that was probably, while the longest collab, it was also one of the funnest ones I've ever had the pleasure of being sitting down for. So.
Any highlights from that stream that you'd like to share?
Well, I don't think anyone's been sitting around, picking clips up on that, but let me see what we got here. I actually have the video itself, like the 3-hour video, on my Twitch channel. So if at any point in time anyone wants to come and check it out, it's gonna be up there for like another, I don't know how long a Twitch VODs last for. Maybe about 2 weeks at a time or so.
I think it's from like 2 to 3 weeks. And
I'm leaning more towards 2 weeks, so it'll be up for like another 10 days. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Wow.
What were the influences to your I forgot, as we were talking about your artists and such, what was the inspiration or like the influences that made your VTuber design here? It looks very it reminds me a lot of Cyberpunk 2077.
I get told that as well. I also get told that it kind of looks like Jack from Borderlands. Another one I heard was like Star Fox-ish, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I've heard like a few different things, but Cyberpunk, that was one of the few things on the list. Let me pull up the artwork. You can share this with your up on screen if you want to.
Of course.
Upload file. Discord, why are you being so scuffed? Stop it. Yeah, here it is.
All right. Just
It was based on this picture. For me to pull up the sprite that the picture was based on, it would take me hours of scouring through one of my hard drives just to find the sprite work.
I got that.
And you and I do not have that kind of time.
True, but at least we can show off the artwork right here. Albeit a little small, just so you don't get overcovered.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have that on the screen for about 5 seconds for everybody to look.
Yeah, if anyone wants to look at it.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, you said Cyberpunk. What other ones? What other influences did you say?
Star Fox, Borderlands.
Oh, okay.
That was stuff that like other people were saying about my art that was kind of based on, but it was all very positive reactions. So I'm cool with it.
Let's turn that off real quick. There we go. So, how do you come up with ideas for your content and engage with your audience?
Well, I think engaging with the audience, comes naturally, but some of the single player stuff, kind of get like a wild hair up my ass, and check some stuff out. Like earlier, before the VTuber Summer Slams event was happening, I was going through Tears of the Kingdom, and the biggest reason I played that game is because I'm a huge Zelda fan. I've been a fan of it since Ocarina of Time back in 97.
97?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably looking at me like, Holy shit, Rezzy is an old man.
Rezzy is secretly a 50-year-old boomer. No.
I'm
Boomer
not
should be
that
like
old.
like
Let's not
80
get that twisted.
nowadays. Okay.
60.
60, I see.
60-ish.
Oh, you're 60.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. We got an old one in our midst. An old VTuber in our midst.
Oh, I didn't say I was 60. I'm not 60. I mean, yeah.
Of course. We'll sweep that under the rug. Don't worry. I'll clip this out of the final interview edit. Not.
Sure.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
long story short, I'm an old boy, and like I've been around for a while.
Did the how did you view like the age range for the VTuber scene, or did you feel like somewhat of a outsider as a old man in the VTuber scene?
Oh, not at all. Actually,
No?
I'm more surprising like the younger VTubers because I sound and look a lot younger than what I actually am.
You do sound young to me. That's for sure.
Well, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. For
What's
the
the
past
secret?
10 years, I've been taking drastic measures to really slow down my aging.
Oh, how do you do that? Have you found the fountain of youth?
Clean women.
What happened?
I said clean living, clean women.
I got that.
I would focus more on the former.
Oh, I see. So, yeah. What challenges did you face when starting out as a VTuber?
Obviously, just getting myself out there, like what, and also trying to figure out what the hell that I have to do. How to interact with the audience. Like, I went into this honestly completely blind. And let me pull up my Twitch tracker for a moment. The story will tell itself. What? Let me grab this. Like, if you were to take a look at this, and like, there it is. And let's go. Let's go to statistics. Yeah, from when I started back in February to March when I first started tracking this, like you can obviously tell I had no idea what I was doing. Like I was just, running blindly into this. But it wasn't until like June or March. Well, it's more like June of last year that I really started like really picking up the pace, like understanding how how to interact with the audience, how to get myself out there. And obviously, I think the biggest one was trying to realign my entire life to be able to essentially stream as often as possible. So I can continuously get myself out there. I think I stream like at least 5 days a week, almost
5 days a week.
Usually 6, very rarely 7.
I got that.
Yeah, I try to leave my Saturdays off as like my one day out of the week where I stay away from like the internet and just hang out with friends and just live life.
Did you encounter any like of a learning curve when starting out as a VTuber?
Yeah, there's definitely a learning curve when it comes to like you definitely can't just rush in and you definitely can't just rush in, flap up a camera, and say, "Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm a VTuber." No, like it takes a lot of dedication. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot, learning, like learning the motions, and honestly, learning what people like, learning what your audience likes, what people in your audience dislike. Being careful not to jump on trends too quick. That's a big one because when like a new game comes out, it's one thing if you like really enjoy the game, but if you're just gonna jump onto a game because other people are playing it, the market's so saturated. You're not gonna get gonna get much of anything if you're like a small boy.
I got that.
And those are some of like the major hurdles that I sit down and deal with, especially to this day. Like with Tears of the Kingdom, I played it for me.
Uh-huh.
Like everyone, like anyone who comes in and asks, like, what did Rezzy play Tears of the Kingdom for? I did it for me because I wanted to play the game. I enjoyed the series. I love the series. I grew up on it, for God's sake. So yeah, that's just one example. But
All right. Are we going to expect a Zelda tier list real soon, or possibly a Zelda waifu tier list from you? No.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Oh.
Hey, look at you out here giving me ideas.
Hey. Two peas in a pod growing up to become a pea plant.
You clever bastard. I like that. I like it a lot.
My only...
Let me pull out the brain pan.
Can you at least give me a little bit of a spoiler? Where would you put Midna on a tier list?
I would put her as B tier, honestly. If you want an honest answer.
All right. B tier.
Yeah.
That's humbling.
Because she ran off on him, for God's sake.
Oh. Good point, though. Good point.
Yeah. You don't just build a connection for someone and just cast them into the wayside. Like the post credit scene for Twilight, the Princess. It really, really, ground my gears because everything was right in the world, and they could have made things work. Especially between the Twilight and like the Hylians, especially with Ganon no longer in the picture during that timeline. Like there could have been a lot of advancement here, and maybe that's just the corpo in me, but God.
You were hoping for like an extended universe?
Extended universe, yeah, but not for it to be so bittersweet. It's just them just severing the connection between the Twilight Realm and like the material world is just all that possibility wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's an old man rambling into his mic.
Hey, who knows?
Take it what you will.
Were you how were you with the equipment and software needed to stream?
How am I?
I mean, how did you learn what kind of equipment you needed or what kind of software you needed to stream as a VTuber?
This is actually a really funny story. You're gonna love this.
I am waiting.
You see, back when I first started, I was running everything off like a Windows Vista. Old man
Vista?
running running an old man computer. However, when I got into the live 2D, it was around around the time when good old Joe Biden was passing out those $1,200 paychecks. And what I did with that? I bought myself a badass computer with it.
You have stimulated the economy.
Yeah, thanks, Daddy Government, for putting me on.
Government-funded VTubers. Was there a learn? Oh, sorry. Go.
Oh no! Please continue. I'm sure you have more to ask.
Well, what I'm getting at is pretty much like a repeat of what I said about learning how to become a VTuber. But was there also a learning curve to understanding how the equipment worked as well as the software?
Well, the hardware is easy enough to understand, but it was the software trying to make everything blend together. Yeah, of course that's going to be a challenge, especially when you're starting off, you have no idea what you're doing. But when I got this new computer, and I was already proficient enough with StreamLabs as well as running at the time for the 3D avatar. It was I was running a 3T with the 3D avatar, and I definitely the biggest reason why I need the new computer was because the Windows Vista was too the graphics card was too inferior to run the new games, especially games like Cyberpunk 2077 and some of the Monster Hunter games that were out. It was more than strong enough to run like the old emulators, like for like Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance, stuff like that. But anything new and up to date, I'm sorry, not gonna happen. Windows Vista is dog shit like that.
How was the learning curve to learn how to operate Windows 10? I assume is what you've upgraded to.
Like
learning curve.
It was just plug in and go with me.
Plug and go.
Yeah. I'm sure others will tell you a much different story, believe me, but like I said, one's experience will never be equal to another.
Have you considered upgrading to Windows 11?
When the opportunity presents itself, sure.
All right. What benefits do you think you'll get from it? What do you think you'll get from that operating software?
Nothing I'm not getting already.
I see. Now, why do you stream on Twitch?
Well, initially I tried streaming on YouTube, but the problem is I wasn't getting any traction on YouTube at all. And so I transitioned over to Twitch, and everything just worked out like that. So initially I tried streaming both, trying to spread myself out there. And it seemed like I was getting the best amount over on Twitch. And now I understand like there's a whole bunch of hubbub going on with Twitch, and they're doing their shit improperly, but that's where I'm the most prominent, is there. I also try to get myself into doing TikTok, but I just don't have that kind of time in my life.
Streaming
or just doing TikTok clips.
Oh, okay, I see.
I mean, if I was like, paying some guy like X amount of dollars a month to make clips and spread myself out there on TikTok, that'd be a whole different can of worms. But I don't like taking advantage of people like that.
I got that. Does it also tie to you treating this as a hobby than a job?
Mm-hmm. Hobbies stop being hobbies once you turn them into a job. You stop really enjoying it the way that one would a hobby. That's something that I've noticed.
I got that.
Especially with especially out there in the working world.
How would you describe your level of experience as a VTuber?
Mid.
Mid? You're mid tier?
I would say that I'm about mid tier compared to like some of the others that that I've collabed with over the past couple of years. I mean, there's gonna be many VTubers out there, who are, and yeah, your chat's kind of mogging on me for being mid. That's right, I'm mid.
What was your first stream like?
My very first stream.
Yeah.
Well, I was my very first stream was me doing Minecraft.
And
it was just me just dicking around on Bedrock, my own business. And one of the things I did that was like remotely interesting at the time was essentially taking off all my armor, all my equipment, and doing a raid with just nothing but my mitts.
Just mittens?
Just nothing but my bare hands.
And
any weapons that I picked up were off the pillagers. Like any weapons, any armor.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing that I really remember was actually doing, completing that raid. That pillager raid. And just coming out of this wearing like enchanted iron armor, got an iron sword. Nearly dead, digging through caves, just trying to find what do they call them? Executioners, like those Minecraft pillagers with axes, whatever their names are.
I'm not too sure or familiar with what they're called. But yeah.
Yeah, like the name escapes me at the moment, but
What was your second stream like?
I don't remember.
You don't
I
remember?
remember that. I remember my first stream obviously because of my first stream, but my second stream, like anything, like you're asking me to pull, pull back like 2.5 years of streaming.
I see. It all just blended together
After a while, it does.
after
Yeah.
a while. Mm-hmm.
I mean, stuff like podcasts and stuff like, and going on talk shows. Obviously, that's going to hit a little different because
Of course.
how often do people really go go on shows and chat kind of like what we're doing right now?
Exactly.
Not as often as you think.
Based off of like the current experience I've been doing this show, yeah, that's a repeated detail that a lot of people don't really get interviewed, or not a lot of people like just do this sort of thing. It's usually like across long stretches of time before they actually. It takes a long time before they actually get onto another thing like
Another
this.
platform.
Another another platform, like an interview platform, a
You're
discussion
exactly
platform.
right. Sometimes it takes a little bit of like nerve and courage to actually build up towards going on to another podcast like this. But another thing is just trying to get the opportunity in. Like it's what's the best way to describe this? Like it. I'm sure people would want to go on talk shows and like this and hang out and stuff like that, but the opportunity rarely presents itself.
I got
And
that.
once the opportunity does, how many have the hoss to going in and take that opportunity? Let that be the $64,000 question.
Exactly. Why 64,000?
It's something that I like to say when especially in real life. You ever heard of the show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Yes, it's a questionnaire show. From what I remember.
It's a questionnaire show, and there's three major types of questions like throughout the journey, throughout the event, like go 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5, 10, and the big save point where like a person could like walk away and still keep their money if they pass this question is called the $64,000 question. And it's basically like the way that I would describe it is like it's that big important question that definitely needs to be answered to progress forward. And then you have like the other point, I call that the $250,000 question. Right? Like the higher the price, the more important the question. Then you'll have like the $1 million question, which I'm sure like the big question that's of like the highest detail.
Would you say 64,000 is like a little safe number to be around? At least in this context.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it. And then you also have to consider like the value of that question.
Yeah. Not only that, but also like you can do a lot of
Value
things with
importance.
$64,000. Let's be honest.
I mean, $64,000, you can change someone's life.
Exactly. How do you?
anyways-
go ahead. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I was saying, but anyways, I was gonna let you proceed.
Okay. Cool. How do you interact with your audience during your streams?
Relatively positive. I mean, it's not really much different from how other VTubers interact with their audience. So, how many bits is that?
How many
Yes.
bits is exactly? That is 100 bits. Actually, how do bits translate to dollars anyway? Like, is it like 100 bits equals to 100 pennies?
Oh, hold on. Let me actually pull this up.
Oh, there's an actual converter.
There actually is a bit of a converter.
Okay.
100 bits is $1.40.
$1.40.
bits?
Okay.
500 bits is $7.
$7. All right.
1,500 bits with a 5% discount is $19.95.
$19.95. All right.
5,000 bits with an 8% discount is $64.40. 10,000 bits with a 10% discount is $126, and 25,000 bits with a 12% discount is $308. The conversion is stupid.
Yeah, it isn't really 1-to-1, is it?
No, it is not. It used to be 1-to-1, believe it or not.
Oh.
But because it's one of those things that they changed with the Twitch policy that's just really annoying. Like I said, I mean, I don't care about making money from doing this or anything, but it's just it feels like Twitch, like all these like big companies like Twitch, YouTube, D-Live, Rumble, they're just out to run your pockets. Like, what the?
They're trying to nickel and dime you, or try to hold off as much pay as possible from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's got definitely scuff with. Did you know with YouTube they garnish half of your wages before taxes? It's one of the newer updates that they done for that over the past few months.
Neat. Sounds peachy.
Yeah.
Takes the phrase $20 is $20 to a whole new level.
Yeah, $20 is more like $7. After the taxes, tiles, and bullshit.
How does your chat influence your streams?
Well, on occasion, it's mostly done. On occasion, it's done through channel point redeems, and sometimes, they put in like a channel point redeem, and I have. You ever familiar with a program called the Twitch Integrated Throwing System?
No. I assume it's the rating system. I guess, but I
not necessarily. Basically, how this works is you have this system that throws items at your VTuber avatar.
Oh, that one.
Like 3D,
okay, now I
like
remember.
3D assets, 2D assets.
They just chuck it at you.
Yeah, they just chuck it at your head, and you can run the program in tandem with your VTuber avatar. Have it connected to your Twitch and your VC Face or VTube Studio. Take your pick, and you can set up the channel points, through Twitch, to have in coordination with it, and they can spend channel points to chuck stuff at your head. Or cause a sound alert to happen. That's just one of the many examples, apart from simple report.
Many examples. Does the view counter ever impact your streams, or how you stream?
No.
No. Does it influence you at all?
Well, I mean, eventually, the more I get myself out there, obviously, I'm going to get a higher viewership.
Yeah.
And that much is a given. But yeah, if people want to come in, hang out and have a good time, that's all well and good. And if not, well, I guess I'll jive with my own damn self.
How often are you rated on Twitch?
How often am I rated on Twitch?
Yes. How often do other streamers send their audience your way?
Once or twice a week on occasion.
Once or twice a week. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, there are people I know that have been getting at least 3 raids a day.
3 raids. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, even I think that's a bit insane. I'm grateful for for what I have, but wow. And sometimes because they have it on such a frequent basis, it kind of just flows over their heads.
So
after 301, what's 302?
Exactly. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So for you, a raid is oh wow, this is great, but to VTubers up at I don't know, that get those
an outrageous level. Yeah.
Yeah.
And once you get yourself at that too big to fail phase, the world seems so much smaller.
I see.
and then people are essentially going to have to come out their pockets just to talk to you.
Uh-huh.
And then again, that's kind of what happens when you become a content creator that big. You love to interact with your audience, but there's just so many people like you. I can understand their point of view, but at the same time, I hate running pockets.
Running pockets.
Yeah.
Mm. Actually, that's a new phrase to me. What does running pockets mean?
Running through someone's pockets, like running your hand through them and stealing from them.
I see. Okay, I see. How is VTuber? How does being sorry? So let me rephrase this. How has being a VTuber influenced your personal life?
Well, not a whole lot of people, know that I'm a VTuber. Fortunately,
it is a secret identity.
It's more like a protected, sort of thing. Like there's people that I know that I can trust with me being a VTuber and not try to do something stupid like dox me or something like that. It's kind of hard for people that dox you when you know where they live.
Good point. Good point. Secret identity Rezz is mysterious. Yeah. Mysterious. Suspicious. So
I'm like the Mr. Incredibles of VTubers.
Would you say anonymity as a VTuber is important?
Oh God, yes, absolutely. I mean, you have to be able to be in a position to where you could be able to break the immersion, and show off who you are in real life. Like you either have to be in a really good position financially, mentally, to where you'd be able to do that off. And believe it or not, what people look like, on the other side of the VTubers, it's a mixed bag. Believe it or not, like
it is.
There's some that I've seen that are just absolute models of the human specimen, and fucking hats off to them. Why the fuck are you VTubers? But then you'll get others who are, can I be blunt with this?
Oh, I do like to have people's biases on record.
Well, I mean, on one hand, you'll get these, magnificent specimens, and you wonder why the fuck are these people VTubers? They could just be straight content creators. They could be more famous than what they are now. And then on the other hand, you'll get, some super below average people. Like I'm being completely, I'm being conservative with that. And then you have the whole spectrum range in between. I mean, I'm no looker. I'm just an average Joe Schmo guy living an average Joe Schmo life. So,
do you have any future aspirations or goals as a VTuber?
Well, I do have one big vision.
A big vision? Go forth.
It came to me, around the summer of last year. It's what really drove me into making content nearly every single day.
Yeah.
My big goal is to create a massive influx community where, thousands of VTubers, as far as the eye can see, could come together, support each other's content, blending in and mesh. Kind of like a mecca for VTubers. That seems like a very good, very good one. Where everyone's supporting everyone.
You become a CEO of VTubers.
Except I'm not trying to make money off them. They're not making money off me. It's just, there's enough room on the internet for everyone. And I think it's completely unfair, that there's there's some like really talented people that I've encountered over the past couple of years that are VTubers, and they can't even make it at, they can't even get themselves out there. And then meanwhile, I've seen some like really scumbaggy individuals who strangely pop off, and then because they're scumbags, they get their heads chopped off. Would you like me to give you an example?
Go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna pull up this particular individual, and along my journey, I ended up coming across an individual by the name of Azalard. This is his Twitch channel. Well, this is his Twitter channel. Yeah, he's known for making 3D models, creating models like that. However, to say that he has a sword pass is an understatement. It came out a couple months back that he had been flagged on some chomo charges.
All right.
Are you or anyone in your chat familiar with what chomo is?
No, I'm not so familiar with that.
It's a prison slang for a child molester, also known as a pedophile. He was a kitty diddler, a diaper sniper, a kindergarten commando.
I got that.
And it came to light that he was like that, and he essentially disappeared off the internet forever. For all I know, I hope he's dead in prison. I hope he's dead under the prison. And if you were to see on his last recent post, I told him to get ran through a wood chipper. I've only ever interacted with this man once. I've never interacted with this man again after that. Interacting in regards to like collabing, because I know it's like there's something a little off about this guy. Let's stay away from him. But yeah, like some content creators, it's a bit of a mixed bag, and when you think you really know someone, then it really
they really
turns out it's not.
Turn it up to 11.
Turn up to 11, and essentially, I can't even find the words for it. Fuck me, damn. I mean, it was just messed up. I'm sorry. That. Stuff like that really ticks me off.
I got that.
But what about you, man? Is there any? How did you get yourself into content creation? Maybe
no, I'm not the interviewee here. Oh. You are, of course. That
doesn't mean I don't want to know.
Oh well. Let's just say I have. I'm pretty much a rebranded VTuber, and not because I got in trouble or anything. But my content was just terrible, and I just needed a fresh start.
So all right, rebranding. I've seen that along my journey more times than what people could care to admit. Like, you'll see people like change their avatars, change their entire program. You know of Zentrea?
Zentrea, yes. So many months.
VTuber for some time, and then she went cyber.
Yeah. And then switched to some. What? How would you describe Zentrea's design right now? Cyber still?
I would call it kinda, yeah, a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Cyborg, cyber-ish, but definitely within the realms of cyber. But it's not an uncommon thing, so it's no big deal.
Of course. This is a reference to your chat again, but how often do you encounter haters or trolls in your chat or on your social media?
That's the beauty of it. Very rarely, if ever. Across 2.5 years, I've only come across 2 haters.
Oh,
one that is male, one that is female.
All right. Would you want to highlight their rants of you, or?
Don't mind if I do.
All right.
The female one, tell me if this story sounds familiar. amongst my chats and everything, this was during like a middle of collab. We were trying to get people together, run an open lobby, get a voice chat going, and there was it was mostly guys in there. We kind of had like this, guys getting together. It's kind of like a dude bro sort of mentality. Like I'm sure you understand.
Dudes being bros, yeah.
Yeah, bros being bros. And
Gotcha.
obviously, a female being outside of her element, we were trying to get her and trying to interact, and fine. And for some odd reason that, she ended up getting a wild hair up her ass, and started freaking going off at us, going off at me specifically, and calling us misogynist, and I told her straight up, you might want to cut the man hater shit if you know what's good for you. Otherwise, you are not going to last long around here. And I haven't seen any streams from her ever since.
Do you watch VTubers by chance or other streamers?
On occasion, yeah. Like every once in a while, like normally after my streams, I go and raid someone and I watch their content for like an hour or so just to get a good glean on them. A lot of the people that I raid are people that I've done work with in the past.
I got
done collabs with.
I got that.
Or on occasion, it would be someone on the VTuber team I'm in, and I jump one of their streams. But
you're a part of a VTuber team. How's that structured?
Yeah, it's a Twitch team, and honestly, I don't know. I'm not exactly honestly, I'm gonna confess something to you. Like it's very self-serving, and I definitely feel out of place in it. I feel like I'm just there.
You're just there.
I mean, there's no. I feel like I'm just there, just filling a spot. It doesn't really feel like I'm. It doesn't feel like I'm interacting at all with anyone that's on the Twitch team. Like we're all just a group of people just doing our own thing.
Do you have like a manager or any form of like management?
No sort of management, no sort of leadership. It's just a group of people. It feels like a placeholder to me. And it's not without a lack of trying. I try to get in contact with them. It's like, hey, let's get some collabs in. Nope. Zilch. Nada. Bupkis.
So you are part of a team, but practically you're flying solo.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You have no idea how much that pisses me off.
A lack of cooperation. I can recognize that. I've done enough school projects to recognize that, or have the
you always get
feeling.
that. You always get that one guy who's just eating glue in the corner, and then they they get credit for all all of your work. It's like, how on earth is that freaking fair? I know that's like too.
Yeah.
And you know what I do with those people? I throw them under the bus.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I end up
Greyhound.
Yeah.
Greyhound or transit bus? Are we talking here?
Greyhound.
A Greyhound, I see. Okay.
The most brokey bus in the entire nation.
How often do you encounter the haters or trolls in other streamer chats?
Not as often as you would expect. Like
Not as
you would
often?
think, like it's very rare that you would get a hater, but from my experience, not even that. I see story after story, thousands of stories of like VTubers, specifically female VTubers, like getting haters in their chat. They're just completely mogging on. I'm looking at it like, holy crap! I accept that they exist, but where are these haters? Why can't I see any haters? Why can't I get any haters?
Is there do you think there's a how do I say it? Like a gender disparity gender disparity when it comes down to like online harassment?
Absolutely.
Why do you think that would be the case?
Well, I think it comes with like the gender dynamics, of female VTubers and male VTubers. Like male VTubers take a long time to grow. It's like planting a tree, and it takes a very long time for the tree to grow, and it takes years, decades even. Meanwhile, like female VTuber, and grows very very quickly, so like a vegetable plant. How about that? That just grows very quickly and attracts a lot of attention. And it's more often than not that attention also attracts trolls.
Uh-huh.
That energy may come with cloud, but that energy can be demonic.
I got that.
Huh.
How do you handle harassment?
Oh, I give it to him as I give that same level of troll energy exactly the way they hand it off to me.
Uh-huh.
And it catches them off. And it was a male VTuber it wasn't a male VTuber. It was a male troll that tried to bring that energy. I brought it back to him, clowned him for like 15, 20 minutes, just roasting into him, just tearing into his ass. And he left. I mean, I wasn't like outright cursing him or saying like hateful shit or anything like that. I was just like roasting him.
Uh-huh. So he was
roasting
pretty
his
much like
gameplay, roasting his personality, roasting his username. Like, I didn't know anything about this guy. The only thing I knew about was that he was in the game prior to me, and he took it personal and whipped his ass. So
you pretty much dealt him what you could use.
Yeah.
Or what you could find. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't find nothing, so I just used what I had in front of me.
You mentioned that there is a little bit of a growth difference between masculine and feminine VTubers. I say masculine and feminine because I don't know. I let's just say I'm pretty inclusive with whatever the spectrum is. But do you think they're
including like transgender?
Of course, yeah.
Everything transgender content creators. That's a bit of a mixed bag, believe it or not.
Yeah.
There's some transgender content creators, we'll say transgender VTubers, since we're on the topic of VTubers.
Of course.
That are able to pull their trap game out real strong and are able to get like an amazing following. And hats off to them. If you can pull that trap game off, go right for it. But then you'll get on the other side of the spectrum, and it's something that I've noticed. Like they have like the female, avatar that looks really good, but they got that deep masculine voice like, yo. And it does not go well. People don't like that kind of thing.
Are you? Okay, I get that. I'm just like, are you talking about like what is it? What's that VTuber's name? The one that is a porcelain doll VTuber that is like a porcelain doll, but has like a very strong masculine voice. Sort of like that.
All right, you mind linking me to that channel? I might be able to glean some sort of insight on that.
Maybe, hold on.
I mean, like, if it's like a porcelain doll sort of thing, but if it looks like the standard, fungible, like 3D, like live 2D female sort of avatar is more to talk about it. Like he might have like a very unique bit about him.
The bit about him is like, there we go. Foxy Joel. Does that ring any bells? Porcelain Maid.
Well, is there and
either or.
Yeah, there's.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see anything wrong with it, but yeah, it looks like he's been in. His current channel he created on June 27, 2011. And he began streaming on Twitch in 2026. And the doll VTuber avatar was 2018. Yeah, he's been in the game for quite some time.
Lots of experience.
Oh yeah, lots and lots of experience.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, like I said, I don't have a problem with trans VTubers or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. It's just and I've noticed like the full spectrum sort of thing.
I got that.
like I said, like I've been around for a little bit, and I've been with how many VTubers have we collabed with? Like, a little over 200 seems like a very confident, guesstimate.
200 VTubers. Wow, that's impressive number there.
I've done a lot of networking, my good sir.
And are these like these VTubers like a one-shot party night kind of deals, or let me rephrase that. Were a good chunk. How many of them were one-shot collabs with you? Or
well, you
only did one-shot.
Well, if you were to apply the Pareto principle to it, like the 80-20 rule, like 80% are one time, 20% are like repeat customers, constantly coming in. That seems like a very good guesstimate. Like you could apply the Pareto principle to it, and you come pretty damn close.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little more than that, but that 80-20, that's a good guesstimate.
Do you think there are different expectations for what a VTuber ought to be or act across the gender spectrum?
No.
No?
None whatsoever.
None.
There's no sort of real expectation for like what a VTuber should be for like what their in accordance to what their avatar to user sort of thing. Like there's no sort of expectation for that. Just be it.
Mm-hmm. What do you say being a VTuber gives people a lot of freedom online?
It gives them it gives them a fair amount of freedom, definitely. But I think it also gives them a lot more confidence too. Like this isn't come as a shock, but most people are pretty camera shy. Like even if they, say what my reasons for going into a VTuber thing are like rare in general. Like say if I was gonna show my face, based on the internet and stuff like that. Yeah. Most people don't have the confidence to do that. People are very camera shy, especially video camera shy.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's just something that I've noticed along my journey. You might have like a completely different perspective.
Of course.
But what do I know? I'm just one man rambling into a mic.
One. Mm-hmm. I got that.
I'm the one guy.
Just the one person. Yes. One guy. So, all right. I think we can take a little water break. Yeah. You have something to hydrate yourself with?
Yeah. Actually, I need to go grab myself a little bit of a drink. Nothing alcoholic.
Of course. But what? Anyway, that'll be a good enough time to poll the chat for any questions. So, all right, everybody. If we will be pulling out the questions from chat as we hydrate ourselves, and as Rezz here goes ahead and pick up something to drink.
So it'll only take a minute.
It'll
just water my throat down. It's feeling a bit dry.
So yeah, ask away, and we'll definitely be sending these questions towards Rizz.
Yeah,
Rizz
it up for Rezz.
Exactly. Exactly.
Into the crazy, my guy. Just go.
Exactly. What is your name?
Obviously, there's gonna be some questions that I'm not gonna be able to answer, but
of course,
most of the stuff's on the table.
Exactly.
Anyways, is right for a step away from the mic a little bit to grab myself a drink?
Go ahead.
All right, give me 1 minute.
All right, hydrate away. So yeah, people. Send out some questions. We'll answer. Oh well, Rizz will answer them. With that Rezz. Do 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 da do da do 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 da do 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 da da ba 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 ba. Do da do 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 da do do da do da 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 na 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 do da do 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 da do da ba 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 bum bum bum
I'm back.
Welcome back. We got a question.
I think I hit it right at the end.
Just mate, you just got here on time. This is from Blue Cranes. Blue Cranes. How do you pronounce that?
Blue Crons.
Blue Crons. Excellent. Okay. Blue Crons. Rezz, how was your experience with the SummerSlam? How did you get to be a part of it?
Well, that's good. Good thing you asked. I was contacted out of the blue, like a month prior to the event, by one of the people on the team of Gamers Outreach. His name was Jeremy, but he's a big content creator. Let me pull up his channel real quick for you. Let me go.
Jeremy.
Yeah, his name is Jeremy. This is his Twitter here, but I can post like the @Twitter handle for him in your chat like this. And he was a creator management over on StreamLabs. He's one of the people that designed it. So, and he's pretty big on YouTube. Fairly, 6 feet, 100,000 followers, stuff like that. But yeah, he got in touch with me to for the VTuber SummerSlam event, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it, and give it my best effort.
All right.
And throughout the 5 days, well, it would have been 4 days, but we ended up getting enough donations in where I could continue like a 5th day in.
Yeah.
And the entire time, we ended up raising about $350, of our own money, 100 of which came out of my own pocket.
Ooh, you contributed to the charity yourself. Good move.
It comes down to the principle of it. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
For anyone that's in the chat, come on a journey with me. Say someone's like, doing a charity organization or a charity event. Would you trust them if they're not willing to put some skin in the game, put their money where their mouth is on that? I wouldn't. Fuck that shit.
Exactly. Also, bigger number.
Why would they give it to a cause that the organizer isn't giving to themselves?
Exactly.
Makes no sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout that time, I was collabing with different VTubers. I was organizing, organizing an event or two of my own, and the purpose number one is for obviously to help, help
the kids.
raise money, help the kids. Yes.
Yes.
But I definitely noticed that there's a bit of a networking element to it as well. Nothing sinister. It was very positive. And just interacting with different VTubers. Like, do you know how many were involved with VTuber SummerSlam and Gamers Outreach? 1,134.
1,134.
I kid you not.
Ooh, that's a good number. That's a lot of Game Boys.
That's a lot of VTubers.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, we raised $484,000 amongst all of us.
Nice.
Yeah, nothing to sneeze at.
Not at all. So, what do you say? Like, networking was like the secondary benefit. The primary benefit is, of course,
I think it was more like the territory. It was like it was like the third part.
A third part? I gotcha.
Obviously, the first was helping kids. Second was streaming and having a good time with different VTubers, stuff like that. But the third part, I believe, was the more networking sort of element.
I got that. How many hours?
Like I said, that's just. I'd say that's just my take on it. I mean, other people will say a completely different response, but it is what it is.
It comes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many hours a day were you streaming?
I usually stream at least 3 to 4 hours a day. That seems like a very, comfortable range mark. Because I have a whole bunch of different stuff going on in real life, I try to, organize my life and my schedule to where I could be able to stream a decent amount. And, I'm able to get about 3.5, 4 hours in on average. Sometimes it might be a bit of a shorter stream, but I try keeping that 3-4 hour mark. Like, I do not have the time I like to stream 7 or 8 or 12 hours. Except if I were to like go on vacation and make the time for it.
You going on
But
vacation
that feels
sometime this summer?
Not this summer, no. Like my schedule is pretty open for that. A lot of the vacationing I do is towards autumn.
Good weather. Admittedly, yeah.
Autumn.
Not too cold, not too hot.
Autumn, winter. Things like Halloween, Christmas, Thanksgiving. Stuff like that. I mean, I know I'm gonna be taking a couple of days off for my birthday, but I don't know. I'm putting the cart before the horse on that. That's so far ahead.
Yeah. As it's a vacation as we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because anything could happen within the next 6 months.
Exactly. You were saying something about you feel what? You were feeling something or something like.
Oh.
Like before I asked the vacation question, what was it that you wanted to talk about?
I think I was saying. I think it was regard to the VTuber or something thing where like that's just the way that I feel towards that sort of experience. Like someone else is gonna come in and say something completely different because one person's experience isn't always equal to another.
Gotcha.
Like two people could be experiencing the exact same thing and both have a different perspective on it.
Exactly.
Maybe that's in line where you're coming from, or we just got completely lost in the sauce right now, or we're completely out in the weeds.
Probably.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind. I don't mind going out in the weeds. Why not?
Why not? It's still grass.
Yeah, it's still grass.
Exactly. Sometimes it's edible. Dandelions included.
Yeah, be careful about that. Some of that stuff's hallucinogenic.
Wait, dandelions? Or are we talking about like
I'm talking about salvia.
Salvia. Huh.
It's like a legal weed that grows on the side of the highway.
I assume that it's not.
I'm making a Carlos. I think I'm making a George Lopez joke. Yeah, that's it. That's the guy who said that. George Lopez. He's funny guy. Grew up watching his show back in like 2003.
Oh, so it wasn't just like an opening credits at 3 a.m. memory. You actually watch all this the entire series
of the entire
George
series
Lopez.
of
George Lopez.
Yeah, I grew up watching it like every Tuesday as a kid in elementary school.
The only VTuber that remembers George Lopez right here. An exclusive interview.
Are you
with Rezz.
kidding me? Look at this ancient VTuber. Why is he not? Where is his sarcophagus, old man?
That's a new emoji. Is that supposed to be like a brain freeze kind of a emoji?
Oh, that's mind blown.
Mind blown. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't.
Okay. It looked like he had like an ice pack on his head, but then I see like little like outward explosion marks. It's like, okay, yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, I see the mushroom cloud now. Yeah. All right. So, what attracted you to Honkai Star Rail?
Well, I was attracted to it by a couple of other VTubers that that hang out with on occasion. When the game first came out, it was like months after I dropped Tower of Fantasy.
Yeah.
I got my fingers burned a little bit too much on Tower Fantasy. Invested more money than I could care to admit. Not like hundreds of dollars, but like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. More money than I feel that the game deserved.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hopped into Honkai Star Rail, I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna dive into this. I'm not gonna invest any money whatsoever. Just go completely free to play. And by some divine prank, I somehow managed to finagle myself one of the most optimal teams that could ever be produced.
Oh. What's
I'm actually
appealing about?
low-key What? Pardon?
You were saying?
What?
Go ahead. Finish.
Yeah,
Finish the thought.
I ended up getting like a bunch of rare drops and got, some of like the rare characters that you could get. And, Honkai Star Rail is like a mix of Genshin Impact combined with like Persona or Final Fantasy. More Persona by the looks of it. Like Persona 3, Persona 4, stuff like that.
Very turn-based, yeah.
Yeah, like that turn-based sort of combat. I grew up, on Persona 3 back in the day, so it was a really nice change of pace. And honestly, I'm glad that I'm able to actually enjoy the game, and my wallet is very grateful. My man out here rocking Gepard. I am rocking Gepard. I am rocking Bailu. I am rocking Seal. By some divine prank, I pulled Seal.
Is there like some sort of like a Twitch reward system for this sort of game?
Yes, there's currently a drop event going on. Like if you watch like 15 to 30 minutes of a game, like like every consecutive like 15 to 30 minutes, give or take, you get like drop rewards in game. So
I see.
And I confess, like I was watching my streams during that time, and I was getting like some of those cool points too. Like when we all.
How often do you play gachapon style games?
Well, I've been cutting down to once a week because of how much. Once a week for Honkai Star Rail, based on the fact that there's no really new content coming out, and that's actually kind of depressing. I'm waiting for Locha and all these new characters to come out, like new expansions to the Zybo storyline. I mean, they're showing us all this cool shit, but come on, give me more content. Not like character content, but like actual story content. Because I think the story, I feel a lot more invested in this story this time around than I did with Tower Fantasy. Tower Fantasy is like, nah. I mean, I enjoyed the gameplay out here, but I couldn't get myself into the story for Tower Fantasy. However, Genshin Impact, this may come as a shell shock for you, but I haven't played Genshin Impact at all.
I got that.
Yeah, no, shocking. The guy out here playing a gacha game has never played Genshin Impact. This heretic.
We all have our gacha limits.
Well, yeah, that's true. One step at a time.
Exactly.
And you also have to be very careful with it because you could be the loot box thing is still going loud and proud. Yeah, especially when you consider games like what Nexon does with like MapleStory. Like I've seen people drop mortgage payments, dropping thousands of dollars, dropping the prices of cars on like a single like thing, and getting fuck all for it.
Yeah. I'm 24 and like a mortgage payment sounds very important not to spend. Like, oh, that
Exactly.
I cringe to that. I cringe to that that amount of money being spent on PNGs. Oh.
Yeah. It's like monkey NFTs. It's like like the payment on a house.
Yeah.
The payment on a video game like that.
Yeah.
Wait for a sec.
Yeah. When did you actually get into like gacha games?
Back when Tower Fantasy first came out, when the game first came out, I was like, you know what, I'll give this a try, and I definitely enjoyed the gacha, aspect of it. However, believe it or not, I didn't invest as much money as you would think into the into Tower Fantasy. I mainly bought the battle passes and just worked off those. I think I bought like a half dozen, give or take, like more than 6, but less than 10. But
pretty much
I
like
don't think
$5 here, $5 there.
like $10 here, $10 there. But
I see.
like I said, for Honkai Star Rail, I made a personal mission to not throw any money at the game.
I got that.
Yeah, so
What does your search history look like? Is it legal?
if you're yes, it's legal.
It's
and
legal?
You're not gonna
Alright.
find yeah. If you're talking about pornography, no, I do not use my main computer for that.
Oh, you have a dedicated computer for that stuff. Ah, I see. I see.
It's not a computer.
Hmm. Are there any other gacha games that you play besides Star Rail and Tower of Fantasy? Like Fate Grand Order is a good example. Arknight.
I've heard of it, but I've never played it. I've heard of the game once or twice.
Mm. FGO gameplay is kind of meh. Just coming from a person who used to play it during like I don't know, like high school.
Yeah.
Arknights is a better system. It has a little bit of like tower defense strategy, but
Mhm.
yeah. Also, the
Yeah,
drops
I
are
don't
not
mind
bad,
a little
you know.
tower defense every once in a while. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean the tower defense sort of aspect for certain games, like it better be good. Like
Exactly.
if it's just too lackluster and kind of man, just mind numbing,
Uh,
then it just loses its luster very quickly.
I got that. All right. With that out of the way. Do you see yourself VTubing a year from now?
I see myself VTubing another 5 years from now.
Oh, you got a whole entire 5-year plan right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like I said, I see a vision.
You see a
And
vision.
I'm gonna gun for it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I got that. Give me a moment. Something was in my eye.
Eye booger.
Actually, on the topic of that, or referring back to that, how do you plan on making that happen?
Honestly, like right now it's just a vision, but I was thinking, I mean, I know I'm really starting small, especially with especially with gathering the community I have already on Discord. But
Yeah.
I really want to expand that out, really branch that out, and just make it big, like really, really freaking big,
Big chungus, like
super big chungus.
super big chungus. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you worry about like stagnation?
That definitely is something that's crossed my mind every once in a while, but a night's sleep tends to drown that away.
Do you view stagnation as like a failure?
A bump in the road.
A bump in
I
the
would
road?
consider it. I would consider it a bump, like going off into a ditch. And the best way to, if you get yourself into that ditch, it's up to you to get yourself out of that ditch.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's been times where I've streamed for weeks, if not months, and gotten absolutely nowhere, and then out of the blue, that's just completely spiking up. Like,
I got that.
and remember that Twitch tracker that I showed you regarding
yeah.
Yeah, like you can see like branches of time in there where like I've gotten next to nothing for like days, if not weeks on end, and then
yeah.
on occasion, like especially during the first year. But you can also see it during things that are like 2013 and stuff like that, where it just it stagnate. Then again, I've always like I have a bit of a stubborn aspect to me where I don't have any quit in me. If I want to, if I'm going to be going towards something, I'm going to see it through, and that's the way it's got to be.
Just gotta be.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any streams that you'd like to promote?
Well, let me see. let me see here. Let me pull through my list of people that I'm following on Twitter.
All right.
I have 140 different VTubers that I can follow. Take your pick. Pick them all. I have worked with damn near all of them.
And also a reminder for all those that are watching, you can see his Twitter down and below. So jump into Twitter
just
that
go through my
way.
following.
And then,
If you
exactly.
see a VTuber there, give them some support.
Yes.
I've about 85 to 95% of the people on that list are people that I've worked with. And I wholeheartedly support them.
Mm-hmm. How are you doing right now?
Oh, I'm doing fine. How about you?
Pretty all right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We're going to be wrapping up. Wrapping right up like a nice little burrito. All right.
Man, does the chat have any questions on their end?
Exactly. Yeah. Before we go, let's ask if we can get any more questions
we
from
can
the
get
chat.
ourselves in some deep philosophical questions here. I mean,
Rezz is like a burrito. Yeah. Are you a burrito?
No, I'm not. I don't do the flatbread life.
I see. It's all yeast to you?
Yeah.
It's all
don't
yeast
agree
or
with my
nothing?
system.
Oh, I see. You allergic?
I wouldn't say it's an allergy, but it's just the way that it just messes with my digestive system. Like when you get older, like certain things just, it just messes with your body.
I see.
Rezz, you prefer hot weather or cold weather? I prefer cold weather.
Mm-hmm.
Funny thing, over the years, growing up, not only did we not have internet, we also didn't have AC, cooling. So during nights, it gets super, super cold. Like -10, -20 degree weather. Imagine being like a 5 or 6 year old having to endure that. Kind of brisk. But
I've endured it, yeah.
At the same time, over the years of enduring that, I've developed a bit of cold resistance along my journey. So I prefer the cold weather. And meanwhile, hot weather, I loathe hot weather. And meanwhile, with cold weather, I could walk around in my shorts.
Do you have a little bit, any sage advice that you'd like to give either VTubers or anyone that comes by?
Yes, absolutely. Network frequently. Collab at least twice a week. Get yourself out there as much as possible. Use, sites like Discord, Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, if you're able to find the time for it. Like, really branch yourself out. Really get connected with other people in the VTuber community as well. Another big thing is, try to stream as much as possible. Try to collab at least twice a week. But the biggest thing is, don't forget to take time for yourself personally, or else you will burn out. You will go insane.
Exactly.
Because I've seen, male and VTubers alike, really get themselves gassed up, really get going, and then they just burn out. I believe I made this mention to you in Discord, or
yes, you did.
This saying is something that I pulled from Infamous 2 back in like 2011, 2012, around there. Half as long, twice as bright. So
that was a decent game decent game too, right?
Oh yeah,
if I remember,
the entire Infamous series was great. Shame about like the third one after that. Like I didn't like the third one. But then again, it's hard to top like the Infamous 2. They should have just stopped at the second one and just left it alone.
Oh wait, I just realized I mixed it up with like Infamous 2 and 3. I remember playing Infamous 2 like in the mall at GameStop.
Oh yeah, the demo.
Yeah, the demo. It was fun. Re-roaming.
Which way did you go? Red or blue? Like good or evil?
Neither. I just played that demo, free roam, and beat up a bunch of people.
Beat up a bunch of people in Cajun country. I believe the state was called Numeray.
Well, if there's No other
God damn,
questions? Oh.
that man, that really throws me back.
Oh. Will we be
Yeah, I remember.
expecting a
remember playing.
infamous playthrough on your stream?
Probably not,
No.
but it's just good memories.
Mm.
But anyways, enough about that.
Yeah.
Does the back to it? Chat have any more questions?
Yeah. We'll give chat another couple minutes before
Oh yeah.
I go for the closing statement, the closing juggler. Word.
All right.
Boxers or briefs?
No, delete that. Oh, I'm a boxer briefs guy. I'm right there in the middle.
Right there in the middle. Yeah,
boxers are too loose. Briefs right up too much on the crotch. So the boxer briefs are a happy medium.
Gives you a decent amount of support for your old man skin, right?
Well, not that old man skin.
No,
but,
not that old man skin. Okay.
My skin ain't that old man, but
I got you.
hey, he asked an honest question. I gave him an honest answer.
Exactly.
Lucrons, like, what'd you think was gonna happen, huh?
Yeah. Right in the middle.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's important to strike a balance in life.
Exactly. Everything in moderation.
Yeah.
All right, now everyone. I think we will be concluding now. Concluding this episode of the show. Thank you very much for coming to the stream or the VOD, however you're watching this. Thank you very much, Rezz, for your time and contribution to the show. We might touch base.
Thank you so much for having me.
We might touch base again in a few months. You know, there's always the follow up I can do. And you chatters and VOD watchers will be able to find links to Rezz socials down in the description below. Check them out. Comment, whatever. Maybe get some Honkai Star Rail points. However that goes or however that functions. But for my promotion, I will be continuing my Dark Souls playthrough. So I hope I'll see y'all there soon. I'm going to get plastered over and over again by Ornstein and Smo. You play Dark Souls?
I've never been able to get myself in the Dark Souls games. It's like I tried with Dark Souls 1 when it came out for the PlayStation 3, and it just didn't resonate well with me.
I got that.
Different strokes for different folks.
I got that. All right, everybody. Have a good time. Thank you very much for coming.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Yep. Bye, everyone. Bye.
All right, see ya.
Goodbye.
In need of push in the right direction. Data terms are free to use in all of Night City. Now available in the bathroom.
오늘 공개 오염 경보는 자주색입니다. 노약자 여러분은 야외 활동을 자제하시기 바랍니다.
이거네요. 지루하고 무기력하시다고요. 이젠 그만 크로마티코의 16가지 새로운 맛으로 맥세라!
Be aware that using firearms against other road users is not protected by the Second Amendment.
산성비가 내릴 경우 호흡기 질환 및 증후군, 야외 활동을 자제해 주시기 바랍니다.
Don't be fooled by foreign propaganda. You get the latest, trusted scoop on Night City, only on N54 News.
The NCPD advises those traveling beyond official police jurisdiction to wear a bulletproof vest at all times.
命を回収される行為ではありません。